Hey guys, so a few videos back we learned about for loops, and for loops allow us to tell the computer to do a given set of instructions over and over again for a given number of times. Well, in this video I want to teach you about while loops. And while loops are like for loops, except they're best used for when we want to do a given task over and over again for an unknown number of times. We want to do a task for an unknown number of times until some condition is met. So let's look at this example program in a while loop and see what the powers of while loops truly are. So we have a while loop here, and you start it by doing while and do end, but the special part here is 1. And 1 here means true, but in even simpler terms, it means do infinitely. So when you say while 1, that just means do these instructions infinitely many times. So if we were to run this program, what we're going to see is it's going to display x, it's going to subtract 1 from x, and then it's going to continue doing this forever and forever and ever. So let's run the program and just verify that. So as you can see, it keeps going forever and ever, and the only way I can stop it is if I hit Control-C to break out manually. So now, we can get a while loop to do something infinitely many times, but how do we stop the while loop from continuing? Well, to do that, we use an if statement in combination with the break keyword. And so a break statement might look like this. So maybe we want to stop when x is equal to 0. So we can write something like this. We can say if x is equal to 0, break. And what that means, when we reach this break keyword, that means it'll exit out of the while loop. So keep going until this condition is met, it'll break out, and then we'll be done with the while loop. So let's run it one more time to see what that looks like. So we run it again. As you can see, it stops when x is equal to 0. And so again, while loops are best used if we want to compute a given task over and over again for an unknown number of times. However, we can use while loops for a given number of times, just like a for loop. And we do that by using something called a counter variable. And so let me show you how those work. So I'm going to create a counter variable, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. And then we change this while 1 to be while perhaps counter is less than 10. And so what we can do is something like this. So now let's look at the program again. So this while loop is different. It's not doing something in infinitely many times. It's doing something while this counter variable is less than 10. So it's going to continue doing this set of instructions and changing the value of counter within itself. So if we look at it, it's going to keep subtracting 1 from x, but it's going to be adding 1 to counter. And then it's finally going to stop once this counter variable reaches 10. So if we run the program one more time, you can see it does the exact same thing as an infinitely many one when we use the break statement, but now we're using this counter variable. And so again, this is more analogous to a for loop where we're doing something for a given number of times rather than an unknown number of times. So while loops are a very important tool that you guys are going to use in your class a lot. And so I would always point out that you should look at the documentation if you still need help on it. But I hope this video helped, and I will see you guys in the next one.